Time capture video. Capturing time on video.
This is called glaze. It's to make something look older. It gets stuck in corners and stuff when you brush it on. But anyhow, I'm going to try to the side of this to give it some kind of an old look. And it's real watery, kind of watery looking. Well, brushes on like paint. Put it in the places you want to accent to really bring out, kind of give it a dark look. Don't let it sit too long, but just a second or two. And then take a rag, paper towel, just kind of wipe it off. Wipe it just enough to get the brush strokes out. And it kind of gives it an old look. See the difference from back here and up there? It kind of gives it that old look. I'm going to do the whole transporter, and then I'll let you see what it's going to look like. But I got this at Hobby Lobby. I'm sure you can find it online. Kind of rotate, maybe wipe it on there, gives it that old dingy look. It'll bring out the crack of that door better. The handle. I gotta get down here and wipe this. It does make it look older. See the front half where I haven't touched it, and the back half. Yeah, it makes it, kind of gives it some age. Definitely brought out the edge of that door better. I'm going to do the rest of it and I'll get back with you. You can leave as much as you want on there to give it that kind of old rustic look. But you do want to brush and get some of it off where it leaves it in the cracks. And if you're not careful, you let it sit on there too long, it'll leave your brush stroke. It's about as much as you want to put on there for one take. And then just take it and kind of just rub it in circles if you can.
Breakdown.
Don't rub it hard, just enough to get off some of it. You pull some of it to the middle. Kind of gives it that dingy look. like it's old. This is probably like a paint or something that's got a lot of extender in it, a lot of clear, maybe. I'm just guessing. I have used paint like that before, add a lot of extender to it, kind of where it's paint transparent and it doesn't dry fast. You can just brush it out in the open like that even. I'm thinking it's making that gray look more like metal, which is what I wanted to do. I'm going to let the headlights sit a little longer because that is probably a different kind of paint and it may not dry in there as good. Just kind of dab them. I don't want to drag it off there. I want to leave some on there. That's probably more of an enamel type paint on those flashlight heads. But it is really getting rustic looking. And this just being bare metal probably has some kind of a galvanized coating on it or something. I'm going to have to let this just dry a little bit more too. But I'm going to kind of give it a streaky look. And I may just let it dry, not even rub it.
Breakdown.
Yeah, I'm really liking this. This is some neat stuff. It's by Folk Art. You can probably find it on the internet. I gotta get this lifted up. Well. Like I said, leave as much as you want on there. You don't have to rub it all off. But rub enough of it to where you can get your brush strokes out of it. Drag it off in the edges and the corners real good, if that's what you want to accent. If you got some scarring or something out in the middle, just go ahead and drag it off into it. I'm just lightly brushing, rubbing over it. I want to make sure to get my brush strokes out of it. I'm guessing if you get some like this right in here, go back over it with some fresh and then rub it, and it loosens up the old that was dried on there. Boy, that was a bunch. Getting kind of in a hurry, I guess. Make sure it's recording. You don't want to go too far before you start wiping some of it off. Now I'm kind of brushing it like I want it to look on there too. I'm not taking all of it off. I may add a second coat to this up here and just let it sit. Let it sit on there kind of thick. Don't even rub it, just kind of dulls the shininess down. I'm going to just let that sit. I'm not even going to rub that. Now once I get through with doing all the paintwork I'm going to do on here, then I need to seal it with a clear sealer. And I want it to be dull. Yeah, you got to make sure you cover all of it or it's not going to look right.
Break down, down, down.
I'm going to just let this sit on there. Not even going to brush it off, just leave it. Try to give it that old dingy look. Put some on here too. I'm gonna let that dry too. I've got this piece I gotta do. It goes up here. The edges don't even have any paint on it, but it still give it that old look. See, I still got to paint this part here where it looks like a machine gun or some kind of guns. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I've got to slow down. Wow. I'm going to just daub this careful up here, because I want a lot of that to stay on there. But I want to get my brush strokes out of it. So I'm going to just daub it. It's plastic anyhow, so it takes longer for it to sink in. The glaze to sink in. Make sure it's covered good. like I said, leave some of it kind of thick in places if you need to. See, I won't have to do the underneath part because that won't be seen anyhow. Do the barrel too. Now that may have to sit for a little bit too because it's plastic also. See, my fingernails, my fingers stuck into it right there. See right there? So I'm going to have to touch that up. That's where that putty was. It's loosened that putty up. Maybe that'll do it. Just add a little bit on top of it. The old spotlight needs a little bit too. And I got to kind of leave it thick on there and let it dry. Wiping off any excess. I am going to do some rusting, and here's my favorite colors again. Now here's a darker brown than this brown. This is a light brown, but this is called light brown, and as you can see they're not alike, but they're by the same company. They're both transparent, but one's darker than the other. See how much more darker that brown is than that one? And they're both called light brown by the same company. They're both transparent, and I don't see a number on here like this is number brown 205, or I don't see anything like that. That's how much is in there. But anyhow, and these are some of the brushes I use. And also we're going to be using a sponge, the kind that's got all the holes in it. And we'll just start off by tearing a piece like that and make it real rough looking. Loading the brush up with paint. Kind of turn your brush and get a different pattern. You don't want to use a lot of the orange. Just enough to accent a little bit to where you can see it's a color difference. And if you think you get a little bit too much, get a paper towel. Blob some of it off. Doesn't really matter what order you go in, but I usually like to do the dark brown on the bottom. But I'm trying it the other way. I'm doing a light brown on the bottom and the darker brown on top.
Breakdown. Down, break. Elimination reserved.
Not as much orange, just a little bit. Now I'm just kind of mixing the colors a little bit with the same brush. That way they'll kind of blend together. A little dark brown. You frizz up the end of the brush like that with some heat. Frizz them up.
Breakdown.
I just did the light brown, the dark brown, and the camera wasn't turned on. But anyhow, I'm going to dry it now with the dryer.
Breakdown.
It's in various places. Rust don't have a brain, they don't know where to go. Not too much, but less than you did the dark brown. Now the iron oxide, red,
Breakdown. Break.
little brush. And then all this has got to be sealed with some kind of clear sealer to preserve it. Feel like you need to, you can always go back and add a little bit of one of the other colors on top of that. This being the front, I believe it would be pretty rusty. Okay, the lighter brown. Oh, maybe that should do it for the rust. I don't know if I ought to have rust on the top or not. You just leave it like it is. brush is not damp. It's got paint on it, but it's not damp. I mean, it's damp, but it's not real wet. A little too orange. Add a little more brown to it. Now the red iron. Now once I get done with all the painting, then I've got to clear coat a matte finish or dull finish on there. And the Mod Podge with the hardener is what I'd like to use, but it kind of leaves it a little glossy. So I'm going to try something new, experimental something, with some talcum powder. Talcum powder is supposed to dull out the shine. Now I'm going to do me a test thing, and if that works, we're going to put that on there, because it needs to be dull, but it needs to be protected. Okay, I've done put the Mod Podge on here on both sides, and I've got everything glued down. Now this will set back on the frame, but also I did a little work on the tailpipe here too. I had a little bit of that chrome tape, put a little hook to it there, a little chrome tape, a little hook to it, and a little chrome tape on the back, and it's still removable, but it's still drying, so that's why it's not on there. Come on, let's get in. Come on. Get in there. Come on. Get in there. Watch him. Go ahead, get in there. Go on. He's ready for his ride. Get that leg in there. Get that cat leg in there. Go on, get that leg in there. Don't be biting me. Get that leg in there. There you go. You ready? You look like you're ready for a ride.
Wow.